The past 3 seasons, magic has filled the air all around Citizens Bank Park. The fighting faithful have filed into the house on Phillies Way, celebrating division titles, absorbing every ounce of excitement, and rejoicing in their team's success. A ballpark is just seats in a field when it's empty, but 45,000 Philly fans later, and it's the place to be. And oh, by the way, they're back. It's opening day here at Citizens Bank Park, and what a reaction the crowd gave Charlie Manuel, the manager of the 3-time defending National League East champion Phillies. Ryan Howard, the big man, also with a rousing round of applause. And then the last guy out, well, he's always the last guy out, Jimmy Rollins, a near standing ovation as the Phils and their fans welcome another regular season, Game 1 of 81, here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies get set to take on the Washington Nationals. And oh yeah, it's another sold-out crowd. Hi everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Gary Matthews and Chris Wheeler. It's a pleasure to be back home. And speaking of home, over the last 3 years, the Phillies have drawn more than 3 million fans. They're destined for another 3 million season, and Sarge, it must be unbelievable to play in front of these kind of crowds.
Well, it really is. Opening day at home, this is where you like your dreams to come true, meaning maybe I'll have that game-winning home run, or maybe I'll have that shutout. This is what it's all about there, for sure, on opening day in your own home ballpark.
Well, and the Phillies have certainly taken advantage of the home attendance here at Citizens Bank Park over the last handful of years. Wheels, they've been a very good road team, but you also have to win way more than 500 at home.
Been a home field advantage here too, Tom. The fans have just been great. You know, in postseason they got those rally towels working. It's loud here. It's intimidating, and the opposition doesn't like to come into this ballpark. And you see how they've done the last 3 years. As you said, they've been a great road team, and that's helped them put together tremendous records. But you have to win at home. You have to be well over 500 if you think you're going to be a good team. And these fans in this ballpark, they have really helped the Phillies excel here.
Well, all around baseball, it's opening day once again. A lot of teams are hosting their first home games of the 2010 season, and what an honor it is to be the opening day pitcher at home. And that honor is bestowed on left-hander Cole Hamels, who for the second time in a week will get a chance to face the Washington Nationals. And for the second time in a week, he'll get a chance to face right-hander Jason Marquis. The Leapfrogs are all around Citizens Bank Park entertaining this sold-out crowd. How about the entertainment that Roy Halladay has provided on the field and also here this afternoon? The starting lineups, and oh yeah, a look at the National League Championship flag when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Go Phillies, go Toyota. Toyota, moving forward. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independent. The Navy leapfrogs, and one by one they've been coming onto this brand new surface here at Citizens Bank Park to help kick off this celebration that is another baseball season. And here comes the first pitch for this afternoon's ball game with a Phillies flag and a Phillies jacket. I would assume that gentleman is a Phillies fan, and almost a near perfect landing. And the ceremonial first pitches, which will be thrown out here this afternoon at Citizens Bank Park. And there's always so many ceremonies surrounding opening day, and all of those ceremonies are unbelievable in what they represent. And the gentleman there in the maroon sweater is the great Herb Magee, who is the all-time winningest coach in college basketball history. That's right, from right here in Philadelphia, he has done an unbelievable job at Philadelphia University, and he broke the all-time record just this year. And it's just spectacular to see the amount of consistency that he's able to run out there every single season.
He's one great guy, too. Spent some nights with Herb in some places around town, and in fact with Harry in the old days, and what a great guy. And this is really neat that this happened to him. He's such a quiet, unassuming man, and great honor.
He's also, for what we understand, a pretty good golfer, too, Wheels.
He loves golf.
He
loves golf, and he loves to talk sports. Good to see him again.
Well, Brian Schneider is catching the first pitch, or just caught the first pitch here at Citizens Bank Park. And again, all part of the festivities surrounding today's opening day. And as we said, it's opening day all around baseball for a handful of different teams. And one of the great things the last few years here at Philadelphia is that there's always a banner to be raised. And Charlie Emanuel raising another one. He's raising the 2009 National League Pennant. And he didn't seem to have a whole lot of trouble with this one. He's getting used to this now.
Yeah, and they kept the steps up for him out there in center field. He was able to come down the steps and join the team. There's a little snafu on that last year, whether he was supposed to be in a cart or whether he was supposed to be in the steps.
And there is the Warren Giles Trophy for the National League Championship as the players come in from center field. Mayor Nutter of the great city of Philadelphia is there to say hi and welcome the Phillies back to Citizens Bank Park to begin another round of home games. The Phillies have been so successful here at home. It was always neat to hear the reaction of the players, particularly the new players like Roy Halladay and even Davey Lopes back for the first time since dealing with the death of his brother last week. And there's some of the fans on the field who get a chance to be part of the parade that takes place with the Fanatic leading away. This has been a tradition the last handful of years here at Citizens Bank Park. It was so great last year when the Phillies wore the home uniforms, the normal ones with the gold piping. Pretty impressive. And guys like Jay Happ, this cannot get old. I mean, this is the second opening day here at Citizens Bank Park for a guy like Jay Happ. But what about for a guy like David Herndon, who was in the minor leagues at Double-A last year, and all of a sudden he's overwhelmed with this capacity crowd on a beautiful sunshiny afternoon here in Philadelphia.
Spent about 10-15 minutes in the dugout in Houston talking to David Herndon the other day, and he is wide-eyed about this experience right now, about being in the major leagues. There's Cole. Hamels will be the starter today, but Herndon was standing there in the dugout looking at the roof in Texas, saying, I've never played inside before. And then all of a sudden it started open. I said, well, you're going to have to wait a while.
You're not going to play inside today.
You're not going to play inside tonight either.
Well, Jamie Moyer has certainly seen a number of opening days. This is Jamie's 24th year in Major League Baseball. And guess what? 24 is probably not enough for Jamie Moyer. He probably wants to see 25, 26, and maybe even 27. Charlie Emanuel in his 6th season as the manager of the Phillies. And who would have thought when he first took over here in Philadelphia, and we've talked about this a lot, that he would receive the reaction that he received when he walked down the stairs this afternoon in from center field, and even the reaction that he received when he was introduced to this capacity crowd here at the ballpark. It was unbelievable for a guy who's on the doorstep of 500 wins in a Phillies uniform.
Somebody who spent their whole life in this town. It's unprecedented, I think, for a guy to come from where he was to where he is right now in the estimation of the fans in this town.
Well, you see what Charlie's teams have done, and he wants us to make sure that we always say what his teams have done since he took over as the manager of the Phillies. And guess what? They're off to their best start since 1993 this season with a record of 5-1 off of this most recent road trip. 452 career victories with the Phillies, and his team has taken the field in front of a sold-out crowd, sunshiny afternoon, cool temperatures, but as good an opening day setting as you will find around Major League Baseball. Now there is Charlie parading all by himself. He had to wait because he had to draw the flag out in center field, bring it up, and his team waited for him at the foot of this parade. And they had a big smile on their face when he arrived, finally. Let's take a look at today's starting lineup for the Washington Nationals, brought to you by Xfinity. Now, things have changed for Jim Riggleman since we last saw him. Niger Morgan leads it off in center field. Willie Taveras is in right field batting second. Christian Guzman is over at second base and baseman. Josh Willingham's in left field batting fifth. Ian Desmond starts at shortstop. He's the number 6 hitter. Hitting seventh is Ivan Rodriguez. The big change is that Adam Kennedy has moved from second to third because Ryan Zimmerman is banged up. Kennedy will bat eighth, and batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Jason Marquis. And they'll face left-hander Cole Hamels, who went 5 innings his last time out against the Nationals down at Nationals Park.
Threw a lot of pitches in that game and was missing. Not by a whole lot, but was missing in, out, up, down, and didn't have great control. But everybody felt that he was fine the other day, that he threw better than he had during the season last year. His velocity was good. He was using his cutter. And that's part 2 of the Southwest Airlines scouting report. On Cole is working hard on those secondary pitches like a cutter. And he also, had a little problem with his emotions last year. And he's done a lot better with that in spring training, of course, early here in the season.
Oh, here we go. The first of 81 regular season games, and the Phillies hope a whole lot more in the postseason, as Cole Hamels will go to work against center fielder Niger Morgan. Morgan so far this season hitting just .208. He has 5 hits and 24 at-bats, and the first pitch is delivered over for a strike, and we're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Morgan last year stole 42 bases between the Nationals and the Pirates, and there's the first curve of the day from Hamels. We only saw a handful of curves last week down at Nationals Park. And a changeup in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hamels with a lifetime record of 49 and 34. This is his 17th game against the Nationals, and it's now 3-1. The umpiring crew this afternoon will include Paul Schreiber behind the plate, Rob Drake over at first, Joe West at second, and Angel Hernandez around at third. And it's 3-2. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Morgan. Hit in the air toward left field. Raul Ibanez on the run. That one's carrying. Ibanez got turned around, and he makes the catch. That turned out to be a little bit of a circus for Raul, and there's one away. It is breezy. He's got a smile on his face, and his teammates can laugh a little bit now after that grab, and so can the fans.
Yeah, well, the wind, I don't know what happened. The wind's blowing in hard from left towards right, and normally will knock it down out that way. And that thing looked like it took off a little bit on Raul Ibanez. That's the last thing you want to do is make a mistake on the first play of the season.
So Ibanez takes care of Niger Morgan. Here is Willie Taveras. By the way, we've just been informed, and I didn't notice it, that Jimmy Rollins is not in the starting lineup. Juan Castro is now at shortstop. Jimmy was introduced and took his spot along the base paths. Juan Castro is at shortstop. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Taveras. Taveras hitting just .200. No homers and 4 RBIs. Last year Taveras hit .240 with a home run. And you got to keep an eye on him if you're Placido Polanco, because he will lay down a bunt from time to time. And there it is. He bunts it foul.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. And the other thing we always kid around about with Taveras, and it's true to a point with him, is that he hits a lot of weak ground balls in the infield. You really have to cheat in the infield on this guy, because he beats out infield hits because he doesn't hit them very hard, and he is the master at dunking them in the outfield.
Yeah, he has 657 hits for his career, and I would say most of them are that kind. That one's hit sharply towards short. Castro with his first play of the year. High throw. Howard stays on the bag, 2 away. We said yesterday that Charlie Manuel was looking for a spot to get some of his extra men into the lineup. I'm not sure if this is what his plan was.
No. We'll find out later. There is the ground ball to Castro, and he probably has a few little butterflies right now, and Ryan Howard does a nice job of staying in contact with that bag and that high throw.
So 2 away. Here is Christian Guzman. Guzman playing second base this afternoon. Normally a shortstop. And he hits that one toward third, under the glove of Polanco and down the left field line. And Guzman's going to hustle his way to second. He'll get there easily. Polanco, or excuse me, Ibanez had a little trouble digging that one out of the corner.
Ho hum. Christian Guzman. Every game, 2, 3 hits, 1 or 2 extra base hits. It's amazing what this guy does against the Phillies. Doubles, triples. Here he doubles down the line. He's batting in Zimmerman's spot, and you know they're going to miss Zimmerman when he's not in the lineup. And evidently he hopes to play by Wednesday. And as Tom said, a little trouble down there in the corner, but you know, with 2 outs, it's pretty hard to go to third base on that play.
And with Adam Dunn at the plate, Ryan Zimmerman has a sore hamstring. He did not play yesterday against the Mets, and with the off day tomorrow, the Nationals felt like he could use today. He is available to pinch hit. And you see Dunn's numbers against Hamels for his career. 1 for 13. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Ryan Zimmerman. We just want to make sure that that hamstring injury is not something that lingers.
Well, it's kind of like them not having Berkman yesterday, the Astros, in that 3-hole. They don't have Zimmerman in the 3-hole. Guzman just doubled, but Zimmerman is big in that spot.
1-2 the count to Dunn. That's a pretty good pitch there by Hamels.
That looked like a cutter.
Yep.
I don't know if it was or not, but it looked like it broke down and away from Dunn, and it wasn't a curveball. Take a look at it. That's what it is. It's a cut fastball, and he chased it.
So Hamels is ahead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Adam Dunn down on strikes. Cole Hamels gives up a 2-out double, but then a fastball at 92 miles an hour gets the big man Adam Dunn to finish off this inning. Heck of a spot. The Nationals, nothing. The Phils coming up. The 2009 National League Championship flag that the Phillies won last year on their way to the World Series, which they wound up losing to the New York Yankees. Let's take a look at Charlie Manuel's starting lineup, brought to you by Xfinity. Again, it's different than what we told you earlier. Juan Castro leads it off at shortstop. Batting second, the third baseman Placido Polanco. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and Jason Worth. Raul Ibanez is in left field batting sixth. In the bottom third of Shane Victorino, Carlos Ruiz, and Cole Hamels. Getting a chance to face right-hander Jason Marquis for the second time in a week.
And the numbers on Jason Marquis the second time in a week. That's what he did in his first start of the year against the Phillies. He had a lot of trouble with his control, especially early in the ballgame.
Facing Juan Castro in his first at-bat of the year, and Castro takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report on Marquis. He is a sinker ball pitcher. He'll throw some other pitches, of course, and mix them up. But for the most part, he tries to get outs on ground balls.
ball and 1 strike to count to Castro.
Turned into a sinker ball pitcher a few years ago with the Cardinals. Dave Duncan took him from a 4-seamer that he was with the Braves to a 2-seam sinker ball pitcher, and he's had a lot of success.
See Castro's career numbers. He hasn't played at all this year so far, the first week, and he whacks that one right at third, and Adam Kennedy's got it. And 1 away here in the bottom of the first. I'm sure there's a lot of disappointment for the fans who had hoped hard this season. And we'll get a report hopefully before the end of the day as to why Jimmy's not in the starting lineup. Here's Placido Polanco, Charlie Manuel. Had his lineup card all filled out real early today. As we said, Jimmy was introduced in front of the crowd. Polanco, 481 hitter in the young season, which is 3rd best in the National League. Home run, 8 RBIs. Not great numbers against Marquis. Polanco is tied with J-Roll in runs scored with 8 in the National League. And the Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Kevin Conway Jr. of Smyrna, Delaware. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Kevin will win $100. Outside, 3-0. Jason Marquis, now 32 years old. This is his 10th year, or I should say 11th year in the big leagues. He's been to the postseason 10 straight years. That's a pretty good run.
Well, he had a few years with the Braves, and that was automatic back in those days. Cardinals have had those good years.
He was with the Cubs and then the Rockies last year. He was with the Rockies last year and he won 15 games, was part of the All-Star team, but did not pitch in St. Louis. Polanco toward left field. Pretty well hit. Willingham, though, is there, and he makes the grab. Hey, time is running out. We are in the home stretch. Not in the month of April or in the baseball season, but for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. And here's Chase Utley. Saw the numbers a moment ago for Chase here at Citizens Bank Park. 87 career home runs at this ballpark. And he's off to a good start. Along with those numbers you just saw, Chase has also walked 7 times. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes. Outside, 2-0. Phillies as a team lead the National League in batting, lead the National League in hits, in on-base percentage, it's at .405, and also in runs scored.
Yeah, they've been hot offensively. Shut down a little bit yesterday by Oswalt, and that can happen. Hey, this guy right here can shut you down too if he's on. Last week he walked 3, hit a batter in the first inning. He was all over the place. But Jason Marquis, when he's on, is a guy who's right around the plate, will throw his ground balls, give up hits here and there, but you know he'll throw the ground ball, get some double plays, get out of innings.
Well, he won 11 games in the first half of last year, so he was getting his ground balls for the Rockies, and he's got Chase out in front on the last 2 pitches. So it's even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he'll do what he does there, throw changeups to left-handed batters. He's mentioned on the scouting report. He has a curveball, he has a slider. But for the most part, he's going to try and sink the ball and make you hit it on the ground.
Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Utley. And it's 3-2.
Like that. And the key to beating any sinker ball pitcher is to see the ball out of his hand and where it is. And if it looks like it's low, the chances are it's going to be lower.
Well, Ryan Howard saw a sinker last week at Nationals Park and hit it to the seats for a 2-run home run.
That baby didn't sink till it hit the seats.
Payoff pitch to Utley. Swung on, chopped towards second. Guzman charges, plenty of time, and the inning is over. So the Phillies go down quietly here in their half of the first. 1, 2, 3. We've completed 1. We go to the second. No score. Hey, visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, the Phillies.com shop. Accept no substitutes. Sold out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Game 7 of the year, Game 1 here at home. And for Washington, they opened up their ballpark last week. They've been on the road, though, the last 3 days up in New York. And Josh Willingham is starting to get a little warm offensively, too.
Well, they won 2 out of 3 in New York. And one of the reasons, as Tom said about Willingham, he had a grand slam home run in the first inning. What an adventure that was. Included a slide in at home plate by him on a grand slam home run because it had to be reviewed. And he was out at the plate.
Well, and the review was a correct overturn. The ball hit to the right of the line at Citi Field, and to the right of that line was a home run.
Barajas was down there tagging anything that moved. Guys are flying across the plate.
Now that might be his 15th home run against the Phillies. Ibanez is venturing back to the wall, and it's gone. His 15th career home run against the Phils, and the Nationals take a 1-0 lead. Some guys just have the other team's number, and Josh Willingham has made it his career to hit home runs against the Phillies.
Yeah, one guy he's had trouble with the Phillies is Moyer. When he's with Florida, especially, Moyer used to get him out a lot. But he can hit a fastball, and it's a fastball up and in the middle of the plate, kind of sitting there saying, hit me, and he hit it up into that wind and still hit it out. That would have been way, way out on a lot of days here.
So 1-0 Washington. Ian Desmond, the batter. He'll take one for a strike. Desmond, the rookie, hitting .235, a home run and 4 runs batted in. Of his 4 hits, 3 of those hits are for extra bases. And he misses a changeup, but it's 0-2, and that's a good pitch from Cole. Desmond hit a home run to straightaway center field against the Phillies last week at Nationals Park. Also had a double in the same game.
Well, he's shown that he has some pop. You know, he's a young player. He's still prone to mistakes. He looks like he's got holes like anybody that you can pitch to him. But he has tremendous potential, and they obviously hope he's going to be their shortstop. See, he does swing.
He, Adam Kennedy, and Nigel Morgan, they all swing. Top 3 swings in the National League.
Here's that home run he hit last week, and it's just jumped out to dead center field, right over the left of that 402.
Toward third base, off the short hop, Polanco's got it. And Placido Polanco has shown a good arm so far over at third. And he shows one there, one away here in the top of the second. So Desmond's retired.
Well, what he does here is does a nice job of getting in front of that ball. He didn't want to backhand it. He figured he had time to get in front of it and then get enough on the throw. You know, if you have to play it a little bit quicker, you have to backhand it. And then the problem with that is if you don't come up with it, it's down the line for extra bases.
Here's Rodriguez, 6 hits and 15 at bats so far. And Hamels paints the outside corner with a fastball at 91 miles an hour. And in all honesty, Cole's fastball has been good so far, velocity-wise. 92.
It's been fine. He just made a mistake to Willingham in the middle of the plate, and he didn't let him get away with it.
0-2 the count. That looked like a curveball from Hamels. We said he hasn't thrown, or he didn't throw many curves in his first start of the year. Threw some cutters, and that was a curve, and he's thrown a couple of them so far in the first 2 innings. Play, and it's 1-2. Cole last year won 7 games here at Citizens Bank Park, and nobody was more comfortable as the season before, particularly in the postseason, than Cole was. I mean, he was comfortable on any mound. It could have been Dodger Stadium. You know, it didn't really matter, but he was really comfortable here at this ballpark. That one's on the hands, caught by Chase Utley. He timed it perfectly, and they're 2 away.
Hamels made a good pitch with his fastball there on punch. Got in on him. Rodriguez loves to hit the ball the other way, whether it's in on him or away. He goes to right and right center. And that's just a little humpback liner. You said good job by Utley timing that lead.
Here's Adam Kennedy batting 8th now. And he takes a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Kennedy hitting just a .158, playing third base today because of the injured Ryan Zimmerman. It's not like it's a new position for Kennedy, although he's a second baseman by trade. He spent most of last year with the A's playing third base. And that's because Eric Chavez, the third baseman for Oakland, was banged up with back problems for most of the year. One and one the count to Kennedy. And opposite way, a foul ball. And another strikeout for Hamels, another changeup for Hamels. So 2 strikeouts so far for Cole Hamels. He gives up a run on the home run by Josh Willingham, but coming up in the bottom of the second, Ryan Howard will kick things off. After the game, get expert analysis from former Philly Ricky Bottalico, plus exclusive team reactions on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Sloan Toyota right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Last of the second, Phillies trail at 1-0 thanks to a home run by Josh Willingham. Center City is crystal clear this afternoon, although we are heading toward the middle of the month of April. It is very comfortable here at the ballpark, and there you see our first shot of Center City. Some of our armed forces are on hand today to take in the opener as Ryan Howard leads things off for the Phillies. And Ryan lines one toward left, but it's right at Willingham. And there's one away, but he's doing that a little bit more this year, it seems. Just waiting, being confident, and then making contact.
Well, that's a good swing off of sinker ball pitchers. A right-handed sinker ball pitcher for a left-handed hitter. Hit the ball hard the other way, like Ryan Howard just said. They've hit 2 bullets, but right at Willingham. Here it is. See, works him down and away. That thing was actually up a little bit. That's kind of the pitch he hit out of the ballpark last week. But he waited on it and hit it hard. The fielder was right there.
Oh, with 1 out, here's Jason Worth. Jason on the year hitting .360. He has real good numbers for his career against Jason Marquis. See, 6 for 10 with a couple of walks. He was looking for that first RBI this weekend. He got it. 3 in 1 game, and he's still looking for his first home run. So maybe a little home cooking will help Jason's power. Well, I have to admit, it'd be tough to hit the ball any harder than he did last week in Nationals Park.
That 3 doubles game, he had that ball. The one game the Phillies have lost this year, the Nationals were playing a no doubles defense, and maybe not a no double situation. And you know, who was it? Morgan,
right?
Caught that ball in right center field. The Phillies may have won that game too.
That's what he did last week against the Nationals. 4 hits. Takes that one outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wheels mentioned that the Phillies yesterday were held to just 2 runs against Roy Oswalt. They wound up winning the ball game because Roy Halladay was so good on the mound that he was able to pick up his 50th career complete game and 150th career victory. Well, prior to yesterday, the Phillies had scored 41 runs in the first 5 games of the season. As Jason pulls that one toward third, backhanded behind the bag by Kennedy, and his low throw dug out by Doug. And 2 away here in the second. This is how good Roy Halladay was yesterday, Wheels.
Well, here's a strikeout double play early in the game, and a strikeout there. But what really impressed you was when he got in trouble, what he was able to do. There he got Michael Bourne, but when he had the bases loaded, got that double play later on in the game. This is the one in the 6th inning. Sullivan, the batter, bases loaded, nobody out, 6-3 double play. Got out of that inning because then he popped up. Carlos Lee kept throwing him change-ups and breaking balls. 7th inning in more trouble, helps himself right there with a tremendous play. Looks the runner back to third. If that ball gets by him, the game's tied. And there it is again. Look at it. And then the 9th inning. Oh boy, he just went right after them. Popped up Pedro Feliz to end the game. But to watch him in the 8th and 9th inning yesterday just showed you how he smells it. And he's going to go for a complete game or whatever he can do to finish it. At Washington, he only won 7 innings because they had the big lead, so they got him out of there. Yesterday, didn't even get the bullpen up.
Well, here's Raul Ibanez, who had a key at bat in yesterday's ball game. Raul doubled in the second, and that double was one that he stretched into a 2-base hit because he pulled it to the gap in right center field, and he kind of read the outfielders.
And that turned into the run that won the game.
Yep.
Because they did some good things after that to get him home.
Yeah, he scored on a ground out by Carlos Ruiz.
I asked Charlie today, did you ever give it any thought about him not pitching the 9th inning, getting the bullpen up? He said, to be honest, the only thing I did was Rich Doobie came to him in the 8th inning and said, look, if we get men on base, will you hit for him? And Chuck said, nope. He's finishing this.
Nope.
And that was it.
Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that was the only mention they had of him either leaving the game or there was no mention of anybody up in the bullpen. Marquis really wanted that and didn't get it.
Three balls, 2 strikes the count, 2 away. And a chopper right side. Slowly hit. Guzman is there. And for the second straight inning, Christian Guzman finishes off the Phils with a ground out. So we have completed 2 here at Citizens Bank Park. We go to the 3rd. It's 1-0 Mets. Time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com, go to the fan forum section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, who are the only 4 players in Major League history with 4 consecutive 40 home run and 130 RBI seasons? Wheels, we thought we'd give you an easy one.
Easy.
Here on the in the opener of Citizens Bank Park. The answer, by the way, will be revealed in the 7th inning. Jason Marquis leads things off here in the top of the 3rd. And he takes one a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Marquis 0 for 2 in his first game. And this guy can hit. He won the Silver Slugger for the best hitting pitcher several years ago.
Right. When you face a lineup with Jason Marquis, and you have to really bear down. The pitcher has to really bear down because you got 9 offensive players in the lineup.
You see his career numbers include 5 home runs, but he must not be feeling that good right now because he just tried to bunt his way on.
He's a very good athlete. He can run the bases. You know, he's one of those guys that can stay in a game a little longer because of things like that.
1-2, and it's chopped toward first. Ryan Howard will take it to the bag himself. So 1 away. By the way, we've just received an update on Jimmy Rollins. He was taken out of the lineup today, so we assume he was on the lineup card. Taken out of the lineup today because of a strained right calf that he apparently injured earlier today in warmups. So let's hope that that's not something that will bother him for a long period of time, because it has been fun to watch him start this season the way he has. So 1 away. Here's Nyjer Morgan. And Morgan takes one a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Morgan flied out to Raul Ibanez his first time up. And Hamels fools him on that one. A bunt up the first base line. Hamels, a good athlete. Well, that's a good play. Picks it up on his bare hand and flips it over to Ryan Howard for out number 2.
Boy, he had that plan too. You
sure
could
did.
see the way he lined that up, the way that he approached that he had it all the way. And he knows with Morgan's speed, he's not going to be able probably to wheel and throw it, that he's going to have to do it that way. And just look at the way he approached that. The angle, he had his feet set to bend over, pick it up and flip it. As you said, a very good athlete, and that's what he did there.
So 2 outs. Morgan is retired. And Hamels will face Willie Taveras, who has good speed too. There was some thought that the Nationals would eventually have Taveras and Morgan in the outfield at the same time and capitalize on their speed. You know, or maybe utilize Roger Bernardini, who has just been called up for Jim Riggleman's squad. Because Morgan's so quick, and if you have the complement to him in the number 2 spot, boy, that sets up the big boys in the lineup like Zimmerman and Adam Dunn and Josh Willingham.
Sure. Well, there's nothing like speed at the top of the order to disrupt things. Managers love to be able to do that.
1 ball, 1 strike to count, and now time is called. Well, the Nationals begin play today with a 3-3 record. They took 2 of 3 from New York this weekend. And Hamels is ahead 1-2. I think we got a pretty good catch down there, Wheels.
Looks like it.
That girl just said as she was taking a French fry, "You just saved my life."
Yeah, it might have splattered the catcher.
And it remains 1-2. See, Taveras called time a couple times during this at bat. Hamels took a walk behind the mound. Paul Schreiber's the home plate umpire. He gave time to the hitter. This is Joe West's crew. Joe was involved in a little bit of controversy last week about speeding up the game. That's upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was in the series against the Yankees where Angel Hernandez, who's the third base umpire in Joe West's crew, it just wasn't given time to some of the hitters. And Joe defended Angel because of that. And another changeup, another strikeout for Cole Hamels as Taveras goes down swinging. And it's a 1-2-3 third inning. So far, Cole Hamels has only allowed the home run to Josh Willingham. He's been pretty good as we go to the bottom of the third. Thank you.
Yeah.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Suzuki and the amazing Kazashi Sports Sedan. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. Some of the Leapfrogs coming into Citizens Bank Park before the ball game. They are impressive, aren't they?
Yeah, we had that in Clearwater this year too. He's seen it twice. Had to see that act twice, and boy, that is really breathtaking.
I'd be scared out of my mind coming down into, well, just coming down anyway, but coming down into the middle of a stadium with all these people here.
I'd be scared looking out of the plane, let alone jumping.
I'd be saying,
no way. Those guys are really talented.
Here's Victorino, who lines one right at Adam Dunn. So one away here in the third. So Marquis has faced 7. He's retired all 7. And now we'll face Carlos Ruiz. Marquis last week allowed 6 runs in 4+ innings of work. He left in the 5th. After allowing a 2-run home run to Ryan Howard, but he has had a different start to this afternoon's ball game than what he had last week in Washington. And it's not as if he's throwing a ton more strikes. I mean, he's thrown 17 strikes to 13 balls so far.
He's around the plate, though.
He's around the plate.
Yeah, last week he was not even. He was all over the place. The balls that he throws today are close.
0-2 the count to Ruiz. Carlos so far this season has walked 4 times. He's picked up just the 1 RBI that he had yesterday on that ground out, but he's been getting on base his share of times. And there's ball 3.
And he's running some deep counts too out of that 8th spot in the batting order. This is not one of those ones where you're trying to get the pitcher out of the way and all that. There's Cole Hamels. So you're trying to get on base now with 1 out where, maybe he can butt you over.
He lays off, and there's ball 4. First base runner of the day for the Phillies. And it means that Hamels can bunt or try to bunt Ruiz over. Hey, Comcast Sportsnet is with the Flyers. They fight to the finish. That's right. Yesterday, the Flyers in a shootout. Ryan Boucher stops Olli Jokinen. and the Flyers are on their way to the postseason. They've got the number 7 seed. That's right, the road to the Stanley Cup begins Tuesday at 6:30 as the Flyers will take on the New Jersey Devils. A little preview action on the Comcast Sportsnet. That was an exciting finish.
Oh, that's taking it right to the end.
Cole Hamels bunts one foul.
Congratulations. Sure some people across the street took a deep breath last night after that goal.
And the old nemesis, the New Jersey Devils, the first round opponent.
Did a nice job with that name.
Thank you very much.
How long did you work on that?
Not as much as that Suzuki one before. Cole misses that bunt. Brian Boucher has been around for a while, so that one's easy. A little slap me high, slap me low by the Fanatic. He always gets them.
Haven't you seen me do that before?
0-2 the count. And Hamels takes one a little high. Jason Marquis had a quick conversation with Paul Schreiber before this at bat by Hamels. And
well, he complained on that 3-2 to Ruiz, and Schreiber started walking out towards him. I don't know if they were talking about it. It almost looked like it was kind of that pitch, but it was civil. Didn't get that close one though.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Cubs lead the Brewers 8-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Xavier Nady with his first home run. Aramis Ramirez has hit his second home run for the Cubs.
First home game at Wrigley.
Opening their 95th season at Wrigley Field.
And they really struggled in their 6 road games. What they come up 2-4? Yeah, 2-4. Lost both series.
Well, the Brewers played last night against the Cardinals. They wound up winning that one, pulling out the finale of that 3-game series.
Yeah,
fortunately, Milwaukee's not too far from Chicago.
Yeah, Trevor Hoffman's having some trouble in the 9th inning right now with a long ball. Blew another save.
Toward first base, Dunn's got it, steps on the bag. They might have 2. They do. That turns out to be an easy 3-6 double play. Adam Dunn still learning the position. Well, that was turning a double play. 1-0-1. That finishes up the bottom of the 3rd. Those are some of the shots of last year's World Series rings given out to the players, and it was a great ceremony. Jimmy Rollins wearing his, and they wore them proud. They still wear them proud. Ryan Howard, he's got a big hand, and that's a big ring on that big hand. And if you're interested in coming out to the ballpark, it should be a good day here at Citizens Bank Park. 2:30 is when the ceremony begins this Thursday, and there are good seats still available. So come on out. Log on to Phillies.com. Get your tickets for the final game of this 3-game set against the Nationals. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth, and Sarge is wearing his championship ring, his World Series championship ring. which he received last year as well. It's a beauty, and there it is. It's a good one, and it really glistens in the sunlight, Sarge.
It really does. Guys did a great job, not only in picking out the ring, but the number of victories and just the way they played. So, congratulations to them. And I wear it like it's my own.
Well, it's a great ceremony, and again, you get a chance to enjoy the ceremony this Thursday here at the ballpark. Here's Christian Guzman, and he's down in the count 0-2. That's the ring this year. It's again very secretive. Nobody knows what it looks like. I think that's what made it so special last year, is that the reaction you saw from the players on the field was their first time seeing the ring.
Yeah, I think I would have reacted the same way, whether or not I had seen them long ago, the way that they are. But,
you would have tried to sell it a little bit?
Well, I mean, it does, though. I think they did a great job. The Phillies, the front office, and being able to put together the ring the way they did.
And those are the flags that were given out today, signifying the 2009 National League Pennant. And the big one went up earlier today in ceremonies led by Charlie Manuel. 0-2 pitch to Guzman. Hit toward the hole at shortstop, and it's through for another base hit. And Guzman now with his second hit of the day, and only the third hit allowed by Hamels. Cole got Adam Dunn on strikes his last time up. One of 4 strikeouts for Cole this afternoon.
Got good fastball. He threw him on the inside part of the plate, tied him up. This is a hitter that likes to get his arms extended, meaning they want the ball out over the plate. Cole Hamels trying to crowd Adam Dunn. Do have to change your patterns around, and this is one of the guys that has tremendous power.
Well, tremendous power. So far, he's been held to just 1 RBI, but he's had pretty good numbers with the long ball here at Citizens Bank Park in 25 games. 9 homers, 18 RBIs here at this ballpark. And it's inside. Ooh, did it hit him? May have grazed the front of his jersey.
You notice, though, when he took that pitch, he didn't take it bailing away. He took it going toward the ball, almost not caring whether or not the ball had hit him up near the chest area, but it just looked like it was off the uniform as it grazed him.
He doesn't seem happy that he's over at first.
Take a look at it. You can just see whether or not, well, you can see that uniform just moving a little bit. And you're right, though, Adam, saying, well, I want to hit.
Yeah. He's talking to Ryan Howard about it right now. He just pointed to his above his belly button and sort of flicked at it. Here's Willingham, who homered his last time up. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes.
Looking for a ground ball. Willingham, good candidate for a double play, even though he has strong numbers.
Yeah, this guy, you know, the Marlins had trouble finding a position. He's a former catcher for him, but he's averaged 22 home runs over his last 4 seasons.
This guy can hit.
Trying to check his swing on that one, and he went around, says Rob Drake, the first base umpire. He's certainly hitting the first inning.
Yeah, this is a fastball up in the zone. 2-0. The power hitters, they're geared for the fastball.
Second home run of the year for Willingham, 8 RBIs, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. A little high, and it's 2-1.
Now, even with the Florida Marlins, this guy here just ended up getting hurt. The reason why he doesn't even have better numbers than this. Always thought this guy was a solid hitter from the right side. Pretty good pitch by Hamels. But that's where you want to try and throw him, on the outside part of the plate or on the edges on the inside, not down the middle.
That one's hooked foul, and it's full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good changeup. Had him out in front. You can see what I'm talking about, being geared for the fastball. Hamels has good motion with the fastball and the changeup. That's what makes it so difficult to hit.
And here comes the crowd. They were a little late in reacting to this 2-strike pitch coming in. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. And runners on first and second. And a call, strike 3. A little paint from Cole Hamels on the outside part. That's his 5th strikeout.
Yeah, you can see that good pitch by Cole Hamels. That ball on the outside part of the plate. Willingham sitting on changeup, not able to pull the trigger on a fastball, which was an excellent pitch. Now watch this on the outside part of the plate. He thought maybe it might have went around. That is a close pitch. Perfect height there on the pitch. See, Carlos doesn't move the glove and just catches it, and framing that ball is probably what ended up getting him that strikeout.
Well, Willingham is down on strikes. I said 5 strikeouts. It's 4. Pardon me on that. So 1 away. And here's Ian Desmond. And Desmond takes one low. 1-0. Hamels has thrown a number of curves today. He's also thrown his cutter, and he threw the changeup there to go along with a fastball that's topped off, Sarge, at 92 miles an hour, which is a good number.
That's a good fastball for Cole Hamels, and that will set up his off-speed pitches.
Boy, if he gets that too, that's a good spot on that cutter, and it's 1-1. Desmond grounded to Polanco his first time up, 0 for 1. And he goes after a changeup, and it's 1-2.
Get more hitters to swing at your bad pitches when you've been around the plate, when you're able to throw strikes. He's thrown 41 strikes so far, 20 balls, total of 61 pitches. Pretty good ratio.
1-2 the count. Hamels ahead of Ian Desmond, trying to bury him here. Runners not being held on the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. That fastball at 93 miles per hour. 5th strikeout for Hamels.
It's kind of the way Hamels was a year before, where if he got into trouble, he's able to get a strikeout. Good fastball at 93. He throws that ball by Desmond as he looks at him and saying, hey, how'd you do that?
Or where was that changeup I was expecting?
Hard to be in between. Hard to look for his changeup and then hit the fastball. There are guys that say they can do that. Look changeup or off speed and then catch up to the fastball.
Here's Rodriguez back toward the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. Guzman's around third, heading for home. He's going to score. An RBI single for Rodriguez on the first pitch. And the Nationals lead it 2-0. So Josh Willingham couldn't get the run home. Ian Desmond couldn't get the run home, but Ivan Rodriguez does, and that's his first RBI of the year.
Pretty good clutch hitting. First pitch fastball, inside out swing. You know, when you do that, you're going to cover the ball a little bit more. He didn't hit the ball hard, but hard enough up the middle.
Here's Kennedy, who takes one a little high, and it's 1-0. Kennedy struck out his first time up. One of 5 strikeouts for Hamels. Phillies trail at 2-0.
Needs to come up a good pitch here. No further damage. Just give his team a chance to get back into the game.
Said last time Cole went 5 innings and allowed 5 hits, and there were innings where he threw a lot of pitches. This one is starting to mount. He's got 21 pitches so far in this inning, 13 strikes, 8 balls. And he's going to need at least the 22 to finish off this inning.
And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? They appeal. No swing, says Angel Hernandez. And it's full, which means the runners, and they don't have good speed, will be off with this pitch.
And that's what the Nationals wanted with Adam Dunn at second base, being able to have that running start. Not a fast runner, pretty big guy.
And now time is called. Ivan Rodriguez did not know the count. He wanted to make sure. Runners go. Pitch is nubbed foul right at the plate. Hit twice by Kennedy. And it remains full 3-2. The Nationals as a team are 13th in the league in runs scored so far. Phillies came in with 43 runs. The Nationals now with their 2 runs today have 24 runs. And Jim Riggleman knows that without Ryan Zimmerman in this lineup, it changes the complexion of their offense, but they've scored 2 already today. Runners go. 3-2. Hit in the air down the left field line. Slicing foul. And out of play. Nationals team batting average is just .226 coming into this game. It's nearly 100 points less than what the Phillies have done the first week.
Indication not hitting the ball or not consistently hitting the ball. As you take a look at Ryan Zimmerman, Gold Glover.
Runner goes again. A check swing again. An appeal and no swing. So Adam Kennedy's aboard. It's a walk that'll load the bases. And Hamels will face the pitcher, Jason Marquis, and Rich Dubie's going to come out to the mound. That walk for Cole is his first. He has 1 hit batter, 1 walk. I don't know if Charlie's not happy about that call by Angel Hernandez or what, but he's pacing a little bit right now.
Yeah, that's on Angel for sure, thinking that maybe Kennedy might have swung the bat. Oh my. Might have got away with one right there. It's always a play for an umpire that's, and if you call them out, you're just about, I mean, you're okay with it, and even if you don't, that's how close that check swing is.
Do you ever have a technique as a hitter to stop yourself from going all the way through on those check swings?
Yeah, I had a little more ounces. They were going to keep going. My check swings. You're talking 34 ounces. That's,
all right.
No, they'd have had me on that for sure.
Marquis takes one low after the trip from Rich Dubie. 1 ball and no strikes the count.
Now, this is a pretty good hitting pitcher, so you don't want to just fall behind on him and have to throw him a fastball. He has been able to hit the ball out of the ballpark for a pitcher 5 times to his credit for his career.
He takes one at the knees, so Cole evens it up at 1-1. 28 pitches now for Hamels here in the top of the 4th. 1 run is scored. Boy, if he could minimize the damage here, there'll be some good pitching. Opposite way, over the head of Polanco, and that's going to score a couple. Dunn is easily across the plate. Here comes Rodriguez, and into second with a 2-run flare double is Jason Marquis. And the Nationals are on top 4-0.
Boy, Flair is right. He flared a changeup. Good pitch, however, by Cole Hamels as that ball was sliced in to left field. Well, the reason Marquis ended up hitting that ball is simply because he didn't overswing. Take a look at this. See how he just slaps at the ball? That ball there getting over the head of Polanco. Wasn't hit hard enough to get to Ibanez, and you can see Rodriguez coming across your plate.
There's Nyjer Morgan who takes one in. 1 ball and no strikes to Morgan, who's 0 for 2. Phillies now trail it 4-0 here in the top of the fourth. Check swing. That's a fair ball. Ruiz hops on it. The throw to first in time to get Morgan. And the inning is over. But 8 men come to the plate in the inning against Cole Hamels. Jason Marquis is wondering if that ball could be ruled foul by one of the field umpires. He gets a 2-run double that tops off the scoring for the Nationals here in the top of the fourth. Jim Riggleman also wondering if Paul Schreiber could ask for an appeal from one of the other umpires. It looks like the inning is complete. Washington scores 3 runs and they collect 3 base hits. They strand 2. Middle of the fourth, 4-0 Phillies. WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. By Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by your local tri-state Toyota dealers. Go Phillies. Go Toyota. Toyota moving forward. Bottom of the fourth inning, a sold-out crowd. Been quieted so far because the Nationals lead it 4-0. They just scored 3 runs in the top of the fourth. Sent 8 men to the plate. Now the top of the order against Jason Marquis. Was allowed just 1 base runner. That was a walk to Carlos Ruiz in the third. And that's it. He hasn't allowed a hit so far in the ball game, facing the minimum. And Juan Castro, who grounded out his first time up, has moved the count even 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the way they've been scoring runs, the Fighting Phils have, this 4-run deficit is not really large. Needs to start getting men on base, pecking away, hitting the ball hard, and get back in it.
Towards second base, and Guzman will throw out Castro, 1 away. Juan Guzman, Christian Guzman, for years, an outstanding defensive shortstop, kind of making the shift over to being a utility guy for the Nationals.
Yeah, I don't understand why, because I know for sure the third baseman, Kennedy, he can really outplay. But the fact is, with Guzman, as you see there's Riggleman, they want him to play a lot of different positions, and he has been getting his at-bats. So he has been able to go up to the plate.
Placido Polanco shows bunt, takes the first pitch for strike 1. Try to bring Kennedy in a little at third. Polanco lined out to left, hit the ball sharply. See Adam Kennedy. So far, Marquis has 7 ground outs in the 10 outs that he has recorded. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a single baller.
Not quite sure what he wanted to try and do with that pitch. He put down 3. He thought he was going to throw a slider. The ball more looked like a fastball. This just slipped out of his hand.
Back toward the middle. First hit of the day for the Phils. And it comes from Placido Polanco, who is now hitting 22 straight against the Nationals. And yes, a round of applause for the Phillies' second base runner of the day. Let's see if the heart of this lineup can get a couple of these runs back here.
It just shows you what a terrific hitter, though, Polanco is. I mean, he studies it. You don't see him hit a lot of pop-ups. Stays on top of the ball, line drives, hard ground balls. And he uses the middle of the field.
Well, Chase grounded out his first time up, 0 for 1. Chase at some point in the very near future will reach 1,000 hits for his career. It won't be his last either. He's put together some pretty good numbers, obviously, over his career here in Philadelphia. It's funny, Sarge, as the years have gone on, these guys just fit this ballpark.
Oh, I mean, the whole team. They're really lucky, and I think they realize it, to be able to come up with a core of players that are all stars just at every position. Makes your work a lot easier.
Well, time is called. I believe Marquis may have went to his mouth on the mound, but then did not wipe it on his pants. The new rule is, and Joe West is explaining that to him right now, the new rule is if you go to your mouth, and you're allowed to on the mound now, but you have to wipe your fingertips on your pants before you go to the baseball.
Yeah, meaning being on the mound and not on the rubber, but even on the mound, and he does that quite a bit. And a lot of times, and for me, I don't like seeing pitchers go to their mouth because they may not be able to wipe it all off. And now you got a little bit of Gaylord Perry.
Yeah.
Spitball. Okay, see,
that's right. And now the ball goes up by Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire. So that's the rule this year. And they've called it a lot around baseball the first week and a half of the season, or first week of the season, I should say.
As long as he's not on the mound when he goes to his mouth, he's fine. But he has to wipe it off on the rubber. If he's around the mound, you're right. He can go to his mouth, but he still has to wipe it off.
Yep. And now the rule used to be, up until this year, as Utley waits for the 3-1. And it's down low, ball 4, and Marquis not happy. And the Phillies have runners on first and second. The rule used to be that you had to be off the mound totally when you went to your mouth. And here is the rule, baseball rule 8.02. The pitcher shall not bring his pitching hand in contact with his mouth and or lips while in the 18-foot circle surrounding the pitching rubber, unless it is agreed to by both managers prior to the start of a game played in cold weather. The umpire shall call a ball unless the ball is put in play with no outs being made, in which case the play counts.
Now, a lot of fans will ask, well, what does that moisture do? You put moisture on the ball, you can get that ball to dive different kind of ways. Gaylord Perry, I mentioned earlier, used to put substance on the ball, whether or not it was oil or some type of liquid, and what it'll do is the bottom will drop out of the ball when it's a fastball for sure. Dickie Knowles used to throw that pitch quite a bit.
1-0 the count to Ryan Howard with 2 runners aboard. And Ryan shoots it foul, and it's 1-1. Get to put pressure on the baseball, or does it just react that way on its own?
I think that on that pitch there was reacting on its own. With substance on the ball, it's some type of way, the grip that you hold it, that when you throw it, it looks like a fastball, and then it just drops down. You can tell instantly.
We had Ryan out in front of that pitch, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Pretty good change up. I tell you, that Joe West is always in the middle of something, isn't he? Long-time umpire. Been around a pretty long time.
Now he'll have the plate on Thursday. 1-2 the count to Howard.
Oof.
I think Ivan Rodriguez and Marquis both wanted that pitch.
Well, wanted to have an eagle eye on that particular pitch. Slider, little backdoor. That's one of those pitches you've been arguing with the umpire. You're going to be out on that pitch there. Right?
Or not get it if you're the pitcher.
Not get it if you're the pitcher, correct.
In the dirt, nice play by Rodriguez on the backhand. 3-2.
This is why he wants to be disciplined and make sure that if he does swing at the pitch a little bit up in the zone. See how he's been throwing the ball down. Great play by Rodriguez.
13-time Gold Glover. This is the 7-3 ball count for Marquis. Runners off here, Sarge? No?
Well, I say no for me only because you got Jason coming up next. And if it is a strikeout, Jason can reach the seats. So he's looking for a ball to drive right now, Ryan Howard.
3-2 the count. The pitch. He pulls it foul.
Now, even though that ball looked down, the very difficult 3-2 to try and hold up on borderline pitches, especially if you're an aggressive hitter, the way that Ryan Howard is.
Charlie liked what he saw last week when he took that sinker into the seats in right center field.
Well, if you can get extended, just hit the ball hard. There's no telling how far the ball will go.
Again, the 3-2 coming to Howard. Opposite way, base hit. Polanco's going to score. He's around third. Utley's on his way to third. The throw is offline, and the Phillies are on the board for the first time here at home as Ryan Howard cuts this lead to 3. They're going to have to start moving that guy back over to shortstop.
Well, he's become a much better hitter. That particular pitch, you see that Ryan actually went with that pitch. He didn't try and pull it. He's starting to realize again he can hit the ball out. Look where this pitch is. Now he goes with that instead of coming off the ball. He gets extended. That ball is just shot right through where the shortstop would be. Good base running by Chase Utley as he gets to third base. Phillies have a chance to cut this lead in half.
So 11 RBIs now for Howard. Jim Riggleman's out to the mound. Jim Riggleman spent a lot of time yesterday talking about Ryan Howard, saying he didn't really want to allow him to ever beat the Nationals. They want the pitchers to be very careful when they throw to Howard. Well, Marquis gives up the RBI single there. Hey, for the 6th year, Major League Baseball and Susan G. Komen for the Cure are going to bat against breast cancer. Join the team. Submit a story about you or someone you know who is going to bat against breast cancer in their daily life for an opportunity to be an honorary Phillies Batgirl on Mother's Day, May 9th. The contest runs through April 13th. See Phillies.com for details. And Jim Riggleman, he's been tossed from this ball game, and he's going to get a word in with Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire.
Now, 2 things he's doing. He wanted that 1 strikeout there on Ryan Howard, and then he's trying to fire his team up to let him know he's in the game and that he cares about what's going on.
So Riggleman is gone.
He must have said something about balls and strikes or...
Before Schreiber even came out, he wasn't facing Schreiber and said something as Schreiber was on the foot of the mound, and that's when he was thrown out. So he had every intention, Sarge, of coming out. This was not just to talk to Marquis. This
that's
was
exactly
to get the
right. And he waited until he got to the mound just to make sure that he heard everything he said.
Well, here's Jason Worth with 1 away and 2 runners aboard.
Now, for Jason, too, for me, you don't want to swing at that ball that's down. You want it up because you don't want a ground ball.
Jason's grounded out once already. He grounded out third his last time up.
These are those situations when you're able to get them in from third base less than 2 outs. That enables you to get to 100 RBIs.
There's Utley on third. He walked. Howard on first. His base hit scored a run, moved Utley over to third. And Jason hits it hard, knocked down by Kennedy. They'll get one at second. A run scores, and it's now 4-2 Nationals. Unfortunately, Jason hit that ball a ton. He blistered it toward third because it kind of ate up Kennedy with that hop and enabled him to get up the first base line without the throw.
Yeah, this won't show up, though, in the box scores tomorrow, but the base running there by Utley ended up getting Jason Worth a stolen an RBI. That's how hard he hit it. As he catches it cleanly, might be two. A lot of topspin on the ball. Kennedy able to get the ball to Guzman, but no throw. Good time to steal a base, too.
With Ibanez at the plate, and Raul lines one toward left center field. Willingham is back, and it drops right into his glove for the final out. The Phillies, though, do get two in the inning, so they get two back against Jason Marquis. An RBI single by Ryan Howard, an RBI from Jason Worth. Paul Schreiber has Jim Riggleman in his book. Hey, Phillies fans, this season it's easier than ever to find seats you want or sell tickets to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan ticket marketplace of the Phillies. Go to StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
StubHub!
That's right. You get tickets to anything on StubHub, including a game this week between the Phils and the Nationals. Marlins will be in town this weekend. There are seats still available for not only Thursday's finale against the Nationals, but also Friday night against the Marlins as we begin the top of the fifth. It's a different game. The Phillies trail it by 2 as Willie Taveras has the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Taveras is 0 for 2. He's grounded to short. He is struck out. And he bunts foul. Toward shortstop. Castro's got to hurry. Taveras does run well, and he is able to throw him out for out number 1 here in the 5th. Juan Castro playing short today. Jimmy Rollins came up with a strained calf muscle, Sarge. Fans out in Ashburn Alley got their pennant today. They were hoping to see J-Roll in the starting lineup. He was introduced as part of the starting lineup, but apparently strained it during warm-ups earlier.
Well, it's unfortunate because he was swinging the bat, as good as he would want to, getting walks, and the club winning, playing excellent defense. So just hope that it isn't too long.
Jimmy's only been on the disabled list one time in his career, and that was in 2008, if you remember, when he sprained his ankle up in New York. Christian Guzman, 2 for 2. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Guzman actually told the front office after losing his job, whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Whether it's playing the outfield or back up at second or third base.
Well, this is the last year of his deal. He's in his 6th season in Washington with the Nationals. Former Yankee prospect who went over to the Minnesota Twins. It's where he made it to the major leagues. And you figure at some point this year, if he's not in the everyday lineup, he could probably help somebody else's everyday lineup. That one is out of the reach of a hustling Ryan Howard, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, hitting wise, for sure, he'd be able to help any club. And not a bad defensive player. Has a reputation on some of the easier plays that might throw the ball away, when in terms of going up to the plate, both left and right. He's not a guy that you wouldn't mind seeing in a scoring position.
There's John McLaren, who is the bench coach for Jim Riggleman, and he has taken over the lineup card and is now the manager, with Jim Riggleman being ejected from the game. 3-2 the count. Guzman hits one in the air to left center field. That's pretty well struck. Victorino is back. Does he have room at the wall? He does. Right at the base of the wall. He makes the catch, and they're 2 away. Now that wind coming in helped Cole Hamels there.
Well, it sure did. Actually brought that ball down. Pretty good wood there on that ball as he covers ground. He has a bead on it, though. You can see has that all the way. Ball kind of just settled right back down to him.
Shane with 2 hands making that grab.
Oh, I thought he was giving himself 5.
Here's Adam Dunn, hit by a pitch, and a run scored his last time up. Takes one at the below the knees for ball 1. This guy's already walked 9 times this year. And he's going to walk.
Yeah. In Cincinnati, they were saying he was just almost walking too much. Guys that big, they like to see swing the bat. He came into the league with a pretty good eye, but still manages to strike out quite a bit.
Can you walk too much, Sarge?
Well, yeah, the big guys, when you're 3, 4, 5 spots, you want those guys swinging the bat. You know, the thing is, when he walks, it's not like it's a double now.
Oh, he's going to be retired here. Utley is staying down on it. It's a 1-2-3. Nice bounce back inning by Cole Hamels. He retires the Nationals in order. Middle of the 5th. Phillies trail it by 2. Tonight on Sports Night, get a complete breakdown from the Phils and Sixers games and the latest on the Flyers postseason. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night tonight at 6:30 and 10, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Last of the fifth, Phillies trail it by 2. Shane Victorino leads it off against Jason Marquis. Victorino, his first time up, lined out to Adam Dunn. He only saw a couple pitches during that at bat. And here he's taken the first 2 out of the strike zone. And last inning we watched the Phillies, Sarge, take more pitches than they had taken in the previous innings today, and that's been the MO of success the first week of the season.
That's a good point. There's a pitch. Normally you have a hitter swinging that, but even though you have the count where it is, you want to look for your pitch to be able to hit, not just swing at the pitcher's pitch.
Torino slices that one foul over the Nationals dugout. When you were a hitting coach, I know that everybody has styles, but would you try to get your team to take more pitches or be more aggressive?
Depending on the pitcher. If you had a pitcher like, well, say for instance Jamie Moyer, that is in and out over the plate, you want to try and crowd him. And Victorino strikes out on a slider. Try and crowd him and not have him throw that changeup as much. Kind of take away the outside part of the plate. Take a look at this pitch here as it slides right down on him, and Victorino swings on the top of the ball there. Not too sure that was a strike.
Well, he's retired for the first out, and it brings Carlos Ruiz to the plate. Carlos walked his first time up, but he's going to get a base hit here. Well, he was aggressive in this turn, and he picks up only the 3rd hit for the Phillies in the ballgame.
Yeah, Marquis not giving up a lot of hits. He has thrown quite a few pitches, though, 69 to be exact. But he's a nibbler. He's a pitcher that normally won't throw the ball by you. So as a hitting coach, I tell the guys, don't be afraid to hit with 2 strikes on you. Get your pitch to hit.
Cole showing bunt, bunts it to the left of the plate. Rodriguez has got to play at second, and it scoots right past Desmond. Phillies get a break there. You know, Ruiz may have beaten that anyway, but it would have been a very close play.
Very, very close play, but coming in as hard as Ruiz did, disrupted the play. That's why you want to hustle continually. Never take anything for granted on the baseball field. Take a look at the bunt here. That bunt's bunted pretty hard. A very aggressive play there by Rodriguez as he bounces the ball. You can see Ruiz upending there, Desmond. There's another look at the ball there. Actually spins him around. That ball is up. Maybe he gets him. Might have been bang, bang, but we'll never know. Ruiz not able to make it to third base. No one was there, but he didn't know exactly where the ball was.
And it gets a sacrifice. Hamels does. E2. And here's Juan Castro, who takes one up and in. No offense to Juan Castro, who is a extra player, as Nigel Morgan did a nice job backing up on that throw. But this situation would look a whole lot different if Jimmy was in the lineup.
Oh, no question. And it always seems you'll come up with a situation just like that. Castro a little long on that swing. Should get a pretty good pitch to hit, especially with the guys coming up behind him. Polanco coming into the game, hitting .481.
Hamels on first, Ruiz on second. Toward left center field. Willingham on the run. So is Nigel Morgan. And it's a one-hop off the base of the wall. Ruiz scores. Hamels being held at third. RBI double for Juan Castro. First hit of the year. And the Phils have climbed back to within
1. Well, that's something like the way J-Ro might have hit the ball there. Give credit, however, to Castro as he comes up with a clutch hit, hitting it right there in the gap, coming up with a double. off the wall, almost had a home run. Nigel Morgan coming in and throwing the ball to second base. That's why the Phillies, they always, it's just they're not out of a ball game. I mean, they have too good of hitters to be out of a ball game, no matter who the pitcher is out there.
Well, now the infield is back, with the exception of the corners. They're in a little bit for Polanco, with runners on second and third. That was way over the head of Polanco. And it shoots almost directly back toward Rodriguez, and there's no chance for Hamels to advance. Steve McCanney's going to go out to the mound and talk to Jason Marquis.
Yeah, don't know what he was trying to do with that pitch. Guess it just kind of got away from him. No chance, though, for Hamels to score because that ball came straight back. Take a look at the replay. Whoops! As that ball just actually hit that padding and just died down. But again, not able to get in, though, from Hamels. I want to see your starting pitcher, Tom, sliding in the home plate. You know, if he's able to make it standing up, okay.
Tyler Walker's the right-hander. Jesse English is the left-hander. Official scorer has just changed the scoring on Hamels' bunt. And it's now a fielder's choice. And an error charged to Ivan Rodriguez.
I think that's the proper call on that.
1-0 the count to Polanco. And he lifts it foul. It's 1-1.
No, again, if you can, you want the ball a little further up in the zone because you don't necessarily. Well, it's okay. I take that back because the infield's back, so it's okay to hit a ground ball. But again, want to make sure that you end up reading that ball. He's not going to go if it's hit to the third baseman.
Polanco lines one toward right center field. Hamels will score. Here comes Castro, and the Phillies have taken the lead. It's now 5-4 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Another two-hit game for Placido Polanco.
Well, that's just not only good hitting, good thinking, getting the ball up. He stays inside out the ball, not trying to pull it, not coming off of the ball. Consequently, being able to drive the ball, as we talked about it, he uses the middle of the field in order to hit. Now take a look at this pitch. Up in the zone, the way that you want it. He insides out it, strong enough to get it out to center field. Everybody congratulating coming on in. Okay, there's Castro there as he got a big hit in that inning.
10 RBIs now for Placido Polanco. And here's Chase Utley. Chase today is 0 for 1. He's grounded out. He's walked and scored a run. Just like that, 5 runs on 5 hits in 2 innings for the Phillies. And they're not done.
That's a good call on that, on the hitters being a lot more patient. And when you are a lot patient at the plate, guess what? You're going to get better pitches to hit, and that's what they've done. They've made Marquis get the ball up in the zone, easier to hit the ball because he does not have the velocity to get it by you. Mercy call.
Look at Marquis. He got that call in his pitch count. 80 pitches so far.
Yeah, little backdoor slider or cutter. Marquis saying, why didn't I get that pitch? And Ryan Howard was up there, 2-2.
And Chase shoots one in the air deep down the right field line. Fair, foul. It is a fair ball. It hit the pole. 2-run home run for Chase Utley. It's his second homer of the year, and the Phils have turned this ball game around.
Oh boy. Well, that's that pitch that comes back across the plate. That pitch there, along with Chase Utley, is getting ready to send Marquis to the shower. Fighting Phil's leading now 7-4. Clutch hitting all the way around the lineup.
And Kevin Conway Jr. of Smyrna, Delaware, you've just won $100 courtesy of the McDonald's Home Run Jackpot. Jason Marquis' day is done. Jesse English's afternoon is just beginning. This is our AT&T call to the bullpen. It's happened early and often so far for the opposition. They have dipped. Bottom of the fifth inning, Phillies lead it 7-4. They were down 4-0, and bam, in a blink of an eye, they've scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings. New pitcher for the Nationals, it's left-hander Jesse English. Lefty against lefty. Ryan Howard 1 for 2. He's English's numbers, 4th game. And he pulls that one right over the first base bag. Adam Dunn will trot to the bag himself. And there are 2 outs. Sarge, it was an interesting scene when Chase Utley hit his home run. You know, Chase was doing his best Carlton Fisk impersonation, trying to make sure that ball stayed fair. And Jason Marquis, well, he was doing the other thing. He was leaning to try to make sure it pushed foul.
Yeah, that's a little Bill Withers, kind of lean on me. You had players leaning the opposite way, trying to make the ball go fair or foul.
Jason Worth takes one for a strike. Jason 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Once produced an RBI. And it's 1-1. Marquis goes 4 1/3. Allows 6 hits and 7 runs. 6 of those runs are earned. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. And it's outside, 2-1.
That's how explosive, though, this ball club is, and they don't count on one particular person to make them go. Obviously, if Ryan Howard and Chase Utley's hitting, it makes it easier, but it takes a team to be able to win a pennant.
2-2 the count.
More guys you hit in the lineup. Now, there's those leans. Now, take a look at it. There's Jason there on your left side. He's leaning. Utley's leaning, trying to make sure that it stays fair. And it did. Boy, those are the kind that you hit. If it just goes foul, you just not a good feeling in your stomach. Just the opposite when it hits that foul pole.
If you're the pitcher.
Oh, we're talking hitting right now.
What if you're the pitcher, though? What's your stomach feeling like?
Oh, you're not feeling good at all. You're not feeling good because of that sound. Your ears are hurting, stomach hurting.
That one is just foul. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The other thing, too, is every time you see Chase Utley do something like that, you really get an appreciation for that term short swing.
Oh, short, quick to the ball. You throw inside, you better make sure it's inside.
On the hands for Jason Worth. That's going to loop towards center and in for a base hit. Jason has his first hit of the afternoon. 8 men, now 9 to the plate for the Phillies here in the 5th inning. 7 runs again for the Phillies this afternoon.
Little jam shot there. That ball got in on Jason. He was able to fight the ball just in front of Nigel Morgan coming in. He tries to dive and slide and catch it. That's as a runner, though. When you hit the ball, you're telling that ball to get down, get down.
Raul lined out his last time up. Grounded to second base his first time to the plate. Had a good series against the Astros. He was 5 for 13 against Houston. And it's no balls and 1 strike. There's got to be teams around the league, and they know how good this ball club is, but they're probably looking at the out-of-town scoreboard over the last week and saying, man, they scored 7 again.
Oh, I was just thinking the same thing and saying I don't want to be facing them. The pitchers will say, this is not the time to be facing this lineup.
And Raul's down on strikes. That finishes up this 5th inning, but what an inning it was. A strikeout to begin and end it, but in the middle, it looked and tasted so good. Chase Utley's 2-run home run. That broke it open after a 2-run double from Placido Polanco. The Phils take a 7-4 lead into the 6th. Roy Halladay. As opening day arrived, all eyes were focused on the top of the rotation. Expectations were high and were met in Washington, but he was just getting started. Up next were the Astros, and the gunslinger pitched in Houston the only way he knows how. Doc delivered his 150th career win and notched his 50th career complete game. This 2-0 start is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Ben Francisco is the new right fielder for the Phillies. He takes over for Jason Worth as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Phillies leading 7-4. Jason singled with 2 outs in the 5th and was stranded on first base. Haven't seen a whole lot of Ben Francisco as Willingham lines the first pitch from Cole Hamels foul. I said to Ben today before the ball game, I said, you need a lefty out on the mound. You need to get in the lineup. Well, he's in the lineup now, and hopefully everything's okay with Jason Worth. He's already lost Jimmy Rollins today. Jimmy did not start because of a strained calf muscle. And Hamels drops in a curve, and it's 0-2.
What a good pitch. One of the curveballs that he threw. Not a lot of bite, but good motion on that pitch. Roy Oswalt throws that good curveball that's really slow, hard to pick up.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Royals have defeated the Tigers 10-5. Scott Posednik, 3 RBIs, 4 hits. There are a couple American League games going on this afternoon, including the Minnesota Twins opening their brand new ballpark, Target Field, as Willingham is down on strikes, and that's the 6th strikeout for Hamels. 1 out here in the 6th.
Looked to be maybe like a cutter. Ball had some movement on it. Took some off of that pitch.
1 out, and that'll bring Ian Desmond to the plate. Sarge, outdoor baseball has returned to Minnesota as the Twins are playing the Red Sox. That game's in the 2nd inning. You know, last time the Twins played an outdoor game in Minnesota, Kevin Cooney from the Bucks County Courier-Times told me this. The last home run hit at Municipal Stadium by that guy right there, Pete McCann.
Really?
How about that?
I would have never guessed that.
Pete, who also played for the Phillies. Now, of course, Charlie Manuel's bench coach. Long time they played baseball outside in Minnesota. It was really cold.
It's still going to be cold.
1-1 to Desmond. Down low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
It'll be interesting to see if the hitters will have the same type of years. Remember, though, in the dome, where you could just almost chop the ball and you get high chopper base hits, conducive for hitting home runs.
Desmond off balance on that swing. Ruiz looking for it, and right on home plate makes the catch for the 2nd out.
He's got a chance not to play tomorrow, not running at all.
Well, Friday, April 30th at 7:05, the Mets will be in town for the start of a 3-game series. 2 night games, which includes Sunday night at 8:05, and then Saturday the 1st at 3:10. Very limited ticket availability for that one. Modell's Sporting Goods, kids run the bases. After the game, you can log on to Phillies.com. Make your purchase today. 2 away. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. And Hamels fires a fastball a little high. Rodriguez singled home a run in the 4th. That inning, Cole threw 31 pitches. Obviously his worst inning from a pitch count standpoint, but he also allowed 3 runs in that inning. But he has come back, and boy, he's really settled in.
Sure has, and throwing some good quality strikes, getting hitters off balance and swinging at balls, as you see Chad Durbin there in the bullpen. Oof, that's a pretty good pitch.
That sure is.
Changing the eye level of the hitters. Up, down.
There's a change up, down, and away. 3-1 to Rodriguez. Adam Kennedy waits on deck. Toward right center field, slicing between Victorino and Francisco. It'll go to the wall, and Ivan Rodriguez will have his 3rd double of the year, all against the Phillies, and he's at scoring position. I guess we should get used to Rodriguez hitting the ball the opposite way, because that's all we've really seen him do.
Well, that he does, and you look at him take batting practice, that's where he hits the ball continually, just like that, in the gap as it splits there. Victorino gets it right off the wall, get it back in. No further damage after that double.
With Chad Durbin loosening up in the bullpen as Hamels is over 100 pitches. Here's Adam Kennedy with 2 away. And the count, no balls and 1 strike to Kennedy. He's walked. He's also struck out. One of 6 strikeout victims for Cole. I have to say, 31 pitches aside in the fourth inning as Tyler Walker continues to throw for the Nationals. Got to give Cole some credit for settling down here. Ruiz throws behind the runner and also threw behind the second base bag.
Castillo not able to get over to the bag, and you have Chase Utley that will be playing more in the hole because of the right-handed batter.
Ron Rodriguez is like, says to Juan Castro, where were you?
Yeah, a lot of times you'll have a sign that you're going to throw over or try and get the runner.
A little high on that one. It's 2-1 now to Kennedy.
Both catchers, too, not afraid to throw to any of the bags. They'll throw to first, second, or third if runners are on there. They do have confidence in their arms.
Well, Ivan Rodriguez has always been that way at second base. He's always thrown behind runners.
Yeah, and Johnny Bench would do that.
Would he really?
Oh, yeah. And remember now, Johnny used to come in with that one hand all the time and be able to throw the ball to either of the bags.
Opposite way on the ground. Castro waits and he boots it. Hey, just watch that ball spinning out toward him. And for some reason, you got the feeling that it was going to take an odd hop that he wasn't going to handle because his footwork looked like it was off balance.
Yeah, and kind of Rodriguez, I think, kind of impeded him just a little bit, maybe. And it does why he didn't even look it out in his glove. And you want to try and catch that ball out in front a little bit more. You got that ball a little bit close to the body. Charlie Manuel comes out. Looks like that might be it for Cole Hamels.
Well, Gonzalez has been introduced as a pinch hitter. And Hamels has got 109 pitches under his belt. And Chad Durbin's been loosening up in the pen. And that's going to be it for Cole Hamels. So his night or his day is done. 5 2/3. He bounced back nicely here. He allowed 6 hits so far, 4 runs. He gets a nice round of applause as Chad Durbin will enter the game for Cole Hamels. Take a look at our Coors Light Freeze Cam. Nothing better than a left-handed home run swing. And here's Chase Utley's home run swing. A 2-run shot that gave the Phils a 7-4 lead. And he barreled it, Sarge.
Well, look how he had his eyes right on the ball as if he could see the ball make contact to the bat.
Well, Cole Hamels' afternoon comes to a close. 5 2/3, 4 runs, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Now, the runners are his responsibility on first and third, but the error by Castro, if any of these runs happen to score against Chad Durbin, would be unearned runs. See Durbin, third ball game, 3 strikeouts and 3 innings of work, and he'll face the right-handed hitting Alberto Gonzalez. 109 pitches for Hamels. 39 balls, 70 strikes. And there's Rodriguez on third, Kennedy on first. And the first pitch is a strike, and that's what Durbin's been doing. He's been painting the outside parts of the plate so far in the first week of the season. Tied him up, 0-2. Ball just ran in.
Oh, what a great pitch. First pitch on the outside part of the plate. This one running up and in. Difficult pitch to hit. He can go either way. He can go up. He can go slider down and away.
Well, he went slider down and away. Well, that was probably more curveball than slider.
Had more of a loop.
Yep. Less
Slider,
velocity.
yeah, your slider would be more on a fastball kind of plane.
Chopper slowly hit right side. Ryan Howard's got it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the inning is over. Chad Durbin gets the job done once again. He strands 2-1 in scoring position. We've played 5.5. Cole Hamels gets a chance to enjoy a 3-run lead. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Quality Plus Ford dealers and by McDonald's, where a large sweet tea is just $1. Boy, what a turn of events, and this happens often here at this ballpark, which has seen more than 3 million fans come through its gates in each of the last 3 years. And what they've witnessed today, 7 runs in 2 innings, they've witnessed a lot since the Phillies have begun this run in the National League East. Tyler Walker was part of that run last year as a relief pitcher. He's now with the Nationals, and he's in his 3rd game now. No wins, no losses. An 8.1 earned run average. He pitched well against the Phillies last week, and then not so well against the Mets this past weekend. On here to face Shane Victorino, Carlos Ruiz, and then we'll see, because Jose Contreras is up and loosening in the bullpen for the Phillies. Shane is lined out, and he is struck out.
Shane only hitting 172, but he has, to his credit, hit the ball extremely hard, just not having any luck. Hitting the balls right at the fielders.
Chopper toward first. And Dunn keeps it in front of him, and Walker is over to cover. 1 away. Sorry, we mentioned that Contreras is up and loosening in the bullpen. The fact that the starters have been able to work deep into games this first week, and I know Cole was lifted with 2 outs here in the 6th inning, but that's also giving this bullpen a chance to rest and get guys opportunities to catch their breath. And You know, it's a fresh bullpen coming into today's game.
Oh, good point. Roy Halladay had a lot to do with that yesterday, pitching that complete ball game, winning 2-1, and winning 2-1 with not having his best pitches working. He did gut it out. There he is.
Ruiz skies it. Foul territory. Kennedy over. Does he have room? Leans, and he does. 2 away. So 2 outs, and here's Ross Gload, who will pinch hit for Chad Durbin. Durbin continues to do the job. He's done after just a third. But he has gotten the Phillies now to the 7th inning, where it looks like it'll be Contreras in the 7th. Gload last year led the National League in pinch hit RBIs, had 21 pinch hits overall. He's 1 for 2 this season. And he pulls it softly toward first. Easy play for Dunn. Easy inning for Walker, as he just got to the bag as the throw arrived, and so did Ross Gload. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Phil's on top by 3.
Crazy opener here. This game has got all kinds of stuff in it, and it's been fun so far. Verizon Wireless Game Summer. You see the Phillies threw up that big crooked number in the 5th inning to take the lead. Josh Willingham hit a solo home run. As Tom mentioned earlier, boy, he hits a lot of homers against the Phillies. Jimmy Rollins was scratched with a right calf strain, and since then Jason Worth has also had an injury to his hip. We just found out about that. And Placido Polanco, 2-run hit and a 2-run home run by Chase Utley, and the Phillies will go to their 3rd pitcher of the game, Tommy, and it's Jose Contreras.
Yeah, Contreras in his 3rd ball game. He struck out 2 over 2 innings of work, 1 hit allowed. He'll take over for Chad Durbin. He threw a 3rd scoreless in relief of Cole Hamels. Top of the order due up for the Nationals. Nigel Morgan 0 for 3, and quickly it's no balls and 1 strike. I mentioned this Phillies bullpen is rested thanks to the work of Roy Halladay yesterday. Even beyond that, the Phillies bullpen comes into this game with an ERA of 1.59.
Well, that's certainly been a big part of their early success. I mean, everybody's talking about the offense and how good that's been, but they've been in games where they needed guys that come out of the bullpen, hold the fort, and they've been able to do that thus far.
0-2 the count. One thing Rich Doobie mentioned to us yesterday when we talked to him in Houston is that, you know, some of the new guys have shown better power arms than he even thought.
Well, this is one of them. There's Rich Doobie. Contreras is a guy that has some strikeout potential.
He's ahead of Nigel Morgan, 1-2.
And the whole key to Contreras, like a lot of pitchers, obviously, is to get ahead, but especially for him, because his out pitch can be that splitter, and they'll chase him if he's ahead in the count.
Over the head of Contreras, scooped up by Utley, and it dug out by Howard. Boy, Ryan Howard has really played well over at first base. He has helped his defense out, or teammates out, a number of times already.
That was a close call, too. I think Dan Radisson had something to say to Rob Drake over there about it. Yeah, this is a really good play on both ends. Utley has to hurry because Morgan can fly. And then Ryan Howard with a quick pick. How close this play is. See it from another angle. Oh, I thought he beat it.
I think Nigel Morgan thought he beat it too. Here's Tavares.
Well, the Nats have not been happy with the umpiring this afternoon.
Jim Riggleman was ejected in the 4th inning today.
Well, balls and strikes. You could see Riggs and Jim Riggleman. You know, he was kind of waiting out there at the mound and trying to get. It's like he looked like he was trying to get Schreiber to come out there. And once he came out there, it didn't take long.
1 ball, 1 strike the count to Willie Tavares, who has grounded out twice. He has struck out.
Maybe he said something like, if you want the games to go quicker, why don't you call some strikes?
Well, that's the thing about this crew, because it is Joe West's crew. And Joe West made that comment last week about the Yankees and Red Sox playing so slow. But now these umpires, particularly this crew, they're probably going to have to live with it as the year goes on.
Well, that's all I could think when he was waiting out there. He's going to tell him, well, call some strikes. It'll go quick.
95 from Contreras, 2 away here in the 7th inning.
Here's Contreras coming with that hard fastball. And he gets Tavares to swing over. Contreras could be huge for this team out of the bullpen if he can come in and get outs. And if these guys can strike people out the way that they've been doing, that's what managers love, because nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, and he's different too because of what you just said, the ability to strike guys out. I mean, he's got the fastball, which we've seen today at 95.
Well, then you can throw a slider like that. He just threw a breaking ball over to a left-handed hitter. Here's Guzman. He's got his 2, almost had 3. That's normal.
0-2 the count. Guzman has doubled. He's singled and scored. He's flied out to deep center field.
Yeah, he just wears the Phillies out.
Oh, 2 pitch. Outside.
Well, there he went with the splitter with 2 strikes, and that's his out pitch, a strikeout pitch. And Guzman saw that one out of his hand. That was way outside the strike zone, so he didn't chase.
And that was in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Phillies trailed at 4-0 going into the bottom of the 4th, and then they scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th, 5 in the 5th. And now it's up to the bullpen. Preserve this for Cole Hamels. See what Guzman's done against the Phillies during his career. And he got it way out in front of that pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jose Contreras. Well, you want to see 95? How about 80 right there? A splitter from Contreras. That's a big-time pitch right there. 2 strikeouts in a row. 1, 2, 3, go the Nationals. and Dodge stumped the fans. Well, bottom of the 7th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. It's been a gorgeous day for baseball. Phillies lead it 7-4. 7 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Phillies. 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 error for the Washington Nationals. And this sold-out crowd, the last 3 years we mentioned the Phillies have drawn more than 3 million fans in each of those 3 seasons. And this place has not only been loud, it has been unbelievably supportive for the Phillies players, and this is a happening place to be on a daily basis once April rolls around.
Well, they were a little quiet here for a while because the Nationals jumped out 4-0, but you always got the feeling they were sitting around waiting for somebody to light the fuse. And it did, and then boom, there came the big inning.
Yeah, Juan Castro, Placido Polanco, Chase Utley, those are all the guys that lit the fuse today. Here is Castro as he skies one toward right center field. Tavares is there. And there's one away, so Tyler Walker has 1 pitch, 1 set aside.
It was a huge hit that Juan Castro got, obviously, back there in that 5th inning. That really set the whole inning up for the Phillies to have that big inning.
Castro is retired, playing today for Jimmy Rollins, who's out with a strained calf muscle.
Yeah, you hold your breath right now with him out. And then Jason had to leave the game. Jason Worth, we were told with a sore hip. Hopefully that's not a big problem.
Here's Polanco, who has 2 hits today. 6th multi-hit game already for Polanco. A couple RBIs. Now has 10 runs batted in.
Phillies can't do anything with Tyler Walker. He shut him down in that game in Washington the other day, and he had a really easy time last inning. And hasn't out here in this inning. I think he got hit around a little bit in the game up in New York.
He did. Yep.
This guy really helped the Phillies last year. He did a good guy in the clubhouse and did a tremendous job for him out of the bullpen.
So what he did with the Phillies, or against the Phillies, and last year with the Phillies, took over for Clay Condrey, and really ate up some innings.
Yep. Yeah, you could use him. You could use him back to back.
So chopper back to the mound, and Walker makes the easy play. 2nd out of the inning. 5 in a row retired by Walker. Hey, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. And McLaren's out to the mound. That's going to be it for Tyler Walker. His afternoon is complete. He faces 5, retires all 5 hitters. We've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Sean Burnett will be the new left-hander. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies lead it 7-4. Couple outs here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher is left-hitter Sean Burnett. This is his 3rd game No wins, no losses, an ERA over 6. Nationals bullpen has not had the same success that the Phillies bullpen has had through the first week of the season. And Burnett is in there because Chase Utley is due up, followed by Ryan Howard if we get to that point.
Yeah, it looks like the Phillies game plan is to go to Danny Baez in the 8th and Madsen in the 9th. Baez is in the bullpen. There's Danny Baez.
Chase, 2-run home run his last time up, and he takes one for a strike. It's 0-1. Home run for Chase, his second of the year. 6 RBIs, 2 more runs scored. He has scored 8 runs this year. Second to Polanco for the National League lead.
It's always nice when you're a hitter and that pole gets in the way of that baseball.
It was great. We had a great shot of Chase leaning and Marquis leaning in opposite directions.
Sure, exactly. Opposite. There's Chase. Now he knows it's out, but is it fair? And it is. Boink. It is. Touch them all.
That one's towards center field, slicing from Niger Morgan, and he makes a basket catch. And the inning is over. So Burnett comes in and gets the left-hander. Chase Utley, 1, 2, 3 go the Phils for the second straight inning. We go to the 8th, and the Phillies lead 7-4. G experience by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And buy your participating Philadelphia area Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. 7 in the books. The Fanatic dance taking place as we go to the top of the 8th inning. The Fanatics in rare form today, Wills.
Oh, it's opening day. He's a showman. He's ready.
It's like a holiday for everybody, including that guy.
Watched the team on the road last week, so he wanted to get out there and see him in person.
Here's Danny Baez in his 5th ball game. No wins, no losses. A 3.38 ERA. On the face, Adam Dunn, Josh Willingham, and Ian Desmond. The Phillies leading at 7-4. 3 infielders on the right side for the Phils, and the first pitch. Up high, 1 ball, no strikes.
Another good job by Jose Contreras. Came in and got him 1, 2, 3 with a couple strikeouts. There's that overshift. Baez has been better lately too. He's another guy with a big arm and has strikeout potential. He can get the ball over the plate and not down the middle. Just threw that one 95 off the plate.
Well, he's having trouble finding the strike zone here. It's 3-0. J.C. Romero and Brad Lidge are each scheduled to throw rehab assignments today and tomorrow. 1 today and 1 tomorrow, and Baez walks done on 4 pitches. And a leadoff batter for the Nationals is aboard. Hey, Monday, May 3rd at 7:05, the St. Louis Cardinals will be in town. Their one and only visit during this regular season. And don't forget that opening game is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Also an Asian Pacific celebration taking place before the game. Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night on Tuesday the 4th. Free Phillies cap to all fans. And then a Citizens Bank Business Person Special on the 6th. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com.
Another pitch misses. You've got Kennedy. You've got Kennedy in the lineup still, and then you've got a pretty difficult left-handed hitter in Willie Harris available. So Bastardo is up and throwing.
Well, speaking of difficult hitters, Albert Pujols has certainly proved to be difficult again. He's got another home run, 4 runs batted in. A 4-0 Cardinals lead as Antonio Bastardo is loosening up.
Pujols might have another good year.
Outside again, 6 straight out of the strike zone by Baez, and he'll take a little walk.
Yeah, he needs to settle down here and get after. Now, Josh Willingham, he can really hurt you if he's thinking about swinging now. Thinking that, well, maybe Baez is due to throw a strike because this guy can really hit a fastball. Nickname is a hammer.
Rich Doobie, lefty up in the pen.
Welcome to Philadelphia, Dan. That's a South Philly cheer, not Bronx.
There's the numbers for Willingham here at this ballpark. 10 home runs obviously stand out. The 21 runs batted in. Baez down to the count, 3-1. Toward the hole, cut off by Castro. Quick flip to second for one. They won't get the second one. That's a pretty good play right there.
Well, with a 3-run lead, they weren't in real double play depth. You know, they were kind of 3/4. So he's able to cut off that hole. The ball wasn't hit very hard. So he's able to go to the hole and at least get an out there, and actually almost got 2. Castro, even though he made a mistake earlier, has really good hands. And you don't expect him to make a whole lot of errors.
1 out. Here's Ian Desmond, 0 for 3. Baez found the slot. The fastball came in the mid-90s. Phillies trying to win their 6th game in their first 7. They're off to the best start since the '93 team that won the National League pennant.
The team went wire to wire.
Well, and Charlie's team this year is built to kind of do the same thing as long as they stay healthy. And health is somewhat of an issue right now because Jimmy Rollins is not playing today because of the strained calf. Jason Worth was lifted from the ball game because of a sore hip.
A day off tomorrow, so you know, hopefully these are not serious injuries, and find out more after the game. Obviously, it will be a big topic of conversation in the postgame.
Count is 1-2 to Desmond. And a slow chopper to the right of the mound. Baez didn't even look at second base. He kind of stepped, but then immediately adjusted to first.
No reason to even think about second base there because you have a 3-run lead with 1 out in the 8th inning. All you're trying to do is get 6 outs and go home. And you throw that ball to second base, something goes wrong, all of a sudden you're possibly in the middle of an inning.
Well, it's time now for our Home Depot defensive play of the game.
Well, Pudge Rodriguez is on this quickly, throws it low, and that thing never came up at all for Desmond. And, you know, you do that at the bottom of the order, and that was a pitcher, Hamels bunting. And you let the bottom of the order get on, turn it over. An order like this especially could be a problem, and it was for them.
Well, the Home Depot doing more on defense. There was 1 out at the time. That would have been the 2nd out. And then what followed after that fielder's choice error to Rodriguez was a 5-run inning. And that is the difference in the game right now. Phillies lead at 7-4. Here is Rodriguez. He has 2 hits today. And there's a hook from Baez. It's 0-2. Now he's firing strikes.
Yeah, he's been throwing almost all fastballs, and there he throws a good breaking ball. He can throw slider, and he also also throws that kind of spinner, like a slurve almost.
Oh, it to the count. With Willingham at second. And another breaking ball toward third. Nice hop for Polanco. Throws right past Willingham, and the inning is over. Good job by Baez. The bullpen continues to fire zeros. 3 pitchers in, no runs allowed. We go to the middle of the 8th. Phillies lead it by 3. It's 7-4. And speaking of Ryan Howard, we're going to bring you to a new feature here on the Phillies television network. It's called the Sportsnet Spin.
It's pretty neat. This is Ryan Howard's base hit, a pitch away from Jason Marquis, and they have that overshift on, so that shortstop area is wide open, and he slams it into left field for a base hit. That's when the Phillies cut it from 4-2 in that inning. And of course, if you want to talk to the Nationals after the game, or even right now, they're going to tell you he shouldn't even been up at that point, that he was struck out. And it's sure, that pitch was really close. It was not called strike 3, and then Ryan stayed alive, got the base hit, it turned into a 2-run inning.
Well, and Jim Riggleman wound up being thrown out of the ball game during that inning. Talking to Paul Schreiber about that strike zone. Ryan was able to capitalize.
That was a quick ejection.
See what Ryan's done today. That RBI gave him 11 on the season.
Probably only one more batter here for Burnett. They have Batista up in the bullpen. Phillies with Francisco to follow. Well, we'll see. Then Ibanez and a switch hitter in Victorino, so maybe not.
There's Miguel Batista. Struggled in his outing against the Phillies last week. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Ryan. And he lights one, a bullet down the right field line. It's a fair ball. And Howard on his way to second, and he'll get there easily. Second hit of the day for Howard. 4th double of the year for Ryan. Boy, he is just swinging really good right now.
He sure is. There's a fastball. It was supposed to be away. It was middle in and doubles down the right field line. As you said, Tom, he's swinging the bat great. Yesterday, he had a little trouble with Oswalt's breaking ball, but a lot of people are going to have trouble with that curveball.
Oh, McLaren is out to the mound. He's going to make a pitching change. So as Wheels mentioned, with Francisco due up, it'll be Miguel Batista who will be the new pitcher for the Phillies. Batista's been warming up for a little while. So he'll do a little hop, little skip, then a trot in. Phillies lead it by 3 with the runner in scoring position when we return.
Hey, you want to catch the Phillies this week? Well, the Florida Marlins are coming to town beginning Friday, April 16th. We mentioned before there are good seats still available for that ball game and also Thursday's ring ceremony here at the ballpark. It's an Irish Heritage celebration. They'll be taking place before and during the ball game on Friday. Again, the Marlins are in town. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Miguel Batista in his third game, no wins, a loss, an ERA of 12.46. 5 walks, 4 hits in 4 1/3. He saw the Phillies last week. And he's facing Ben Francisco, and Francisco has just 1 at bat. Two for 6 against Miguel Batista for his career. Francisco in there for Jason Worth, who left with an injury earlier. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You have a 3-run lead. A 4-run lead's really nice. Whether or not they have him hitting the ball to the right side or not, we'll see when he swings.
He lays off. They'll appeal.
Schreiber called it a strike.
I didn't even see him call a strike. Yeah. I'm looking at Rob Drake.
Right, he pointed at Francisco and called it a strike. That he went. He took it himself.
Well, that time he went around, and he's down swinging for the first out here in the 8th inning. So 1 away. Francisco is retired. Howard remains at second, and I'll bring Raul Ibanez to the plate. Raul's 0 for 3. He's grounded out. He's lined out to left, and he has struck out. Phillies will play the Nationals 2 more times this week. Phillies play 15 of their first 24 games against teams in the National League East, as they'll walk Raul Ibanez intentionally here. And that moves Victorino around to the left side of the plate. They play the National League East 15 times in their first 24 games. Last year they were 44-28 against the East. A lot of those wins, 15 against the Nationals. And you know, folks have asked about this first week's schedule, which includes 6 against the Nationals, 3 against the Astros. And as Charlie Emanuel has said, well, you got to beat the teams within your division, and you got to be able to beat anybody in the National League. And winning in the East has certainly helped the Phillies the last 3 years.
Though. Sure has, Tom. Last year they struggled a little bit with the Braves. As you said, they dominated Washington. And you know, the Nationals are a team that people say, well, you should beat them. Well, it's still a baseball game you're playing, and it doesn't mean anything until you go out and do it. You have to beat on the teams you're supposed to when you're a good team. And so far this season, they're doing that.
Victorino batting with 2 runners aboard and 1 away. And Shane watches one go outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
They have a very good approach, this bunch has, for the last few years. They take it one day at a time, and a lot of that comes from the manager. But they really don't look ahead and say, well, we got to do this, win this series, do that, or that. They just go out and play and try to win every game.
Pop up, right side. Guzman under it. Infield fly rule is called by Rob Drake, the first base umpire. And there are 2 away. Hey, tonight on Phillies Clubhouse, Roy Halladay discusses his quest to pitch in the postseason for the first time. Chase Utley takes us through how he gets ready for a game, and Jason Worth recounts one of his favorite moments as a Philly. Don't miss the premiere of Phillies Clubhouse, presented by Holman Toyota Scion, tonight at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. Here's Carlos Ruiz, who has a base hit and 2 official at-bats. Greg Dobbs has come out in the on-deck circle, and Ruiz falls behind. No balls and 1 strike. There's Dobbs.
Batista's come in throwing a lot of breaking balls and has had success with them.
And an on-base percentage. I know it's only the first week, but there's a lot of that going around. Tries to hold. This time he appeals, and Rob Drake says no swing.
Now that time I thought Carlos had gone. I didn't think Francisco had gone.
This check swing's going to be tough, especially from here.
He called that one a strike. If it's 2-2, that wasn't on the swing. That was on location.
It's either one breaking ball or they call that a cutter there. But everything is away to these right-handed hitters. And it looks like breaking stuff or cutters.
Runners lead off. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ruiz pops it up. Right field. Tavares coming in. He's under it. And we're going to go to the 9th inning with the Phillies leading it by 3, 7-4. So Ryan Matson already onto the playing field. He's getting himself set to come out and try to close this one out. Top of the 9th inning, Phillies lead it 7-4, trying to close out their home opener this afternoon against the Washington Nationals. Phillies were down 4-0 at one point, and they scored 2 runs in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and they lead it 7-4 as we go to the top of the 9th. A sold-out crowd of more than 44,000 watching Ryan Matson try to close this baby out. 3rd game for Matson. He has 1 save and 1 opportunity. That came against the Nationals last week. Hey, this game will encore tonight at 7 on the Comcast Network. So Ryan will face Adam Kennedy to start it off. Adam Kennedy, Willie Harris has come out in the on-deck circle. He'll pinch hit. And in the top of the order, Kennedy today has reached base twice, once on an error by Castro, the other time on a walk, and he's also struck out. And quickly, it's 0-2.
Cutter.
That's a good cutter right there. Down and in. Just bearing in.
Started with a 4-seam fastball and then threw a cutter. Ryan, but obviously he has a great changeup, and he's been throwing his curveball quite a bit. He did it in spring training, and he's used it here in the season.
Another cutter. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a really good pitch. You know, get a left-handed hitter aware of that, and then maybe drop that dead fish down and away on him. That changeup.
They're going to come inside, and it's a swing and a miss, and that is the changeup from Ryan Matson. 1 away.
That's the point of throwing cutters into left-handed hitters, Tom. You know, you really get them aware of the ball coming in on them, and they're thinking in there, and then you go and you can drop that thing right out there with a changeup at a different speed. Really effective is that cutter to a left-handed hitter when you like your changeup for an out pitch.
So 1 set aside here in the 9th. Willie Harris will pinch hit. Harris has 3 hits and 6 at-bats officially against Ryan Matson. He has hit the Phillies pretty well over the last couple of years. And he pops the first pitch up behind third. Polanco and Castro. Castro is there, 2 away. So Matson has got the first 2 outs with relative ease here in the 9th inning. And now back to the top of the order for Nyjer Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 4. Cole Hamels retired him on a fantastic play, but he tried to bunt earlier in the game. Crowd starting to come to their feet, and the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies trying to win the opener. The Nationals playing without Ryan Zimmerman, who probably will play on Wednesday. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Matson. This city has been anticipating the Phillies' arrival the last week after a 5-1 road trip. Change up on the outside corner, 1-2 the count. And here they come to their feet. More than 44,000 strong. The beginnings of what should be another 3 million season. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Feel that anticipation. Bring it up. Bring it down. Bring it back up again.
Well, umpires didn't agree with that one.
Medina is in the on-deck circle for the Nationals. Those fans are hoping they don't get a chance to see him. And here comes the 2-2. Chopper right side. Utley coming in. He's got it. And the ball game is over. Ryan Matson saves his 2nd of the season as the Phillies win their home opener, and they do it the same way they did it often last year. From behind, they win it by a final score of 7-4. Chase Utley's 2-run home run capped off a 5-run 5th inning for the Phillies. Placido Polanco, another busy day offensively. He scored 2, drove in 2, got 2 hits. And the Phillies, for the 3rd time this year, have defeated the Washington Nationals. Chevy's players of the game. The Phillies bullpen, 3 1/3 scoreless. And it all began with Chad Durbin, who was able to finish off the 1 inning for Cole Hamels. And then it was Jose Contreras, Danny Baez, now Ryan Matson. And the Phillies win it by a final score of 7-4.
Here come our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. Juan Castro filling in for Jimmy Rollins, had a sore calf today. Got that slider, looked like, from Marquis. That was in the middle of that big 5-run 5th inning that gave him the lead to stay. Doubled into the gap. And here comes Chase Utley. He's looking for a home run. Is it fair? Is it foul? Boink. It's fair. Off the foul pole. Chase Utley with a home run to right field. That finished off the scoring. And those are W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
So Chase picks up his 2nd home run of the season. The Phillies pick up another victory. They win it 7-4. And speaking of Chase, he's down on the field with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Chase, 2nd home run. Looked like a fastball that tailed back just a little bit. You got your hands through it.
Yeah, like you said, it was fastball in a little bit, and I was able to put the barrel on it. But I thought Cole pitched pretty well today. We were able to scrap out some runs late, which was nice. Marquis had a sinker working early on, and we kept battling and taking some pitches, and we had some good at-bats.
Yeah, one of the things I've noticed when things aren't going good early, you guys are really able to play good defense in what you did today. One mishap there at shortstop with Castillo, but your play was just stellar.
Yeah, you know, you're trying to support your pitcher as much as you can out there. When you can make the plays, it's that much easier.
Well, let me ask you this too. On that home run that you hit there, obviously you're not trying to hit the ball out of the plate. How difficult is it to hit Marquis and the way his ball moves?
Today, early on, his sinker was working well. And that pitch, he tried to come in with it. It was in for the most part. I was just able to square it up.
Continued success, Chase. Thank you for the post game. All right, Tom, back up to you, Wills.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. The Phillies win it 7-4. The reaction from the crowd, they loved it. We'll talk more about it when we return.